And welcome to Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network. Steve's a repeat, but we got to teach him all over again. We're about to go through the guest prep. I'm Steve Levine. I'm executive publisher of Small Business Today Magazine.
And I'm Barbara Davis-Levine, associate publisher, creative director, and all that other stuff.
Nice you joined us, Barbara.
I thought it'd be nice.
Been a while, you know.
Hi.
We've been waiting for
Nice
it.
to meet you.
This is Chris. And Chris is like the main engineer guy. You know,
Fantastic.
The sound and everything.
We need a fourth mic.
And we'll share one.
Okay.
Sure. But anyway, we are here live at one of our only a second live event we've ever done outside of the studio at Dosey Doe in the Woodlands, one of two locations owned by Steve Saeed and his lovely wife Joan. And Steve's a frequent guest on our show, and because this is one of our favorite haunts. We love this location, their food, their service, the sounds, the groups,
The staff.
the staff.
My slogan. I made up a slogan, and
Well,
it's
go right
in the
ahead.
magazine. It's the very back, inside cover. It says, great food, great show, great place, and great time. So that's...
That pretty much sums it up. Anyway, if you know me, or you've heard our show before, I have a 31-year-old autistic son who loves Crystal Gale more than anything in the world. Started listening to it in vitro and has listened to her music every day for 31 years plus. And we love to come to Dosey Doe when she's in town. There's a lot of artists that are used to much bigger venues, but the sound here is so amazing. The other thing he
Sounds
loves,
terrific.
The other thing he loves is chicken fried steak. And Dosey Doe has the best chicken fried steak anywhere. Wouldn't you agree, Barbara?
I absolutely. I mean, the gravy is unbelievable. I mean, I could just eat it off my hand. The gravy's terrific.
But that's a constant on the menu. The menu changes every night, but they have to keep the chicken fried steak.
Got to keep that
on
chicken
the
fried
menu.
steak. I mean, it's excellent.
So chicken fried
Tender,
steak and great salad. You should have put great chicken fried
Great
steak.
chicken fried steak. Just write that all over the place.
Exactly. Among those other greats. And Dosey Doe is a favorite client in the magazine, sbtmagazine.net or smallbusinesstodaymagazine.com, to get your complimentary digital subscription while they last. We're going to start charging for a digital subscription starting probably in April or May. So get your digital subscription now.
Before they go away for free.
That's right. And if you're not familiar with Small Business Today magazine, the centerpiece is a cover story about some entrepreneur. We got to see Stephen on the cover.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur with a great story.
I know.
Right.
It's a phenomenal. I mean, all this.
He's got a great story, and we're going to let him tell it. We've interviewed a couple times before, but since we're at the venue, I really want to talk about the venue and some of the unique things that, it's full of unique stuff.
I mean, he obviously is a collector of antiques and creative and unique and just fun stuff. He's a guy from my own heart, because that's everything I like is all unique and...
Well, Stephen do his own story.
Yeah, some of us call that hoarding, but we try to not to go that far.
No.
Well, right now you're inside a 168-year-old barn from northern Kentucky. We literally took it apart piece by piece, shipped it up here like a bunch of Lincoln logs, and when it arrived, my wife and I were so excited, and then we both had the same thought at the same time. What the heck were we thinking? So we had to put it all back together
Sometimes
again.
the best ideas, may not seem so smart after a little while, but...
Well, one of the things that you'll notice if you look closely around the barn is a lot of the corners have cattle ear markers attached to them, and each one has a unique number. And that's how we diagrammed the barn. That's how we knew how to put it all back together again.
Wow.
So that process took only about 2 months to literally raise the shell of the barn itself. But
Amazing.
then it took us another 2 years to make it habitable, to get the plumbing and the electrical and get the insulation for the sound just right, et cetera, and so forth. So it was quite a process, but it was a happy process, because how many people can say that they were able to raise a barn or re-raise
A barn with all of the original things in it, and then you also attached it to a very old home too. That was
this was one of the original homes in the property long before there was an interstate out front, and we literally attached it to the back of what was a plantation-style home that was here. This home was a bit of a landmark in that people driving from Dallas to Houston knew that they had exactly 30 miles to get to downtown from this particular location.
Wow.
Did the building or the house have a name that people?
No, it really didn't. It was a private residence, but it was a Southern-style, plantation-style home with the big giant pillars out front. So it was a unique piece of property out here in the middle of nowhere at the time.
Is that fireplace part of the original?
This fireplace that's right to our right, we built when we raised the barn.
Okay.
So the original fireplace in the home is no longer. We've taken it out. But the room, the barn, is filled with artifacts from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. Even the windows and the light fixtures are all true to that period of time. We tried to keep it as original as we possibly could.
It's neat.
So.
Such a cool place with so many rarities. I mean, everywhere.
And this wagon. Tell us about this wagon. How did you get that off from the third level?
We literally have a 100-year-old wagon. A hay wagon from Mexico that I bought in Brownsville, Texas, and it is now resting on the roof of the home. So you can see that the barn has kind of engulfed the home. But yeah, when we have unruly kids and I say free dessert to whoever it is that can tell me how we got that barn up on the roof of the house.
How you got
How we got the wagon
up on the
What's the most unique answers they've given you?
Well, most of them I think are kind of like Barbara. They thought we used a crane to raise it up and throw it up there, but we did not. We did not take the wagon apart in any way, shape, or form. It went up all in one piece, and it was.
Holy smoke!
I'll simply tell you that unless you're here and you're unruly, I'm not going to tell you how we did that.
You've got to come here to hear the story.
That's right.
But it is so unique and just angled just so and on an angle down.
Yeah.
That you've just got to see it. It's on. This is the second level right here.
We're on what we call the East Hayloft.
East Hayloft.
And
okay.
it originally was a hayloft. We added another hayloft on the other side of the building for the other balcony. But the room, if you look around the room, you'll see artifacts, some of which you will never see anywhere else. That includes porcelain signage or movie posters, movie posters from the 1920s and 30s that are lined up against the stage wall downstairs. And some of them are just truly unique. There's one of them that's down there in which John Wayne is a co-star and listed as a co-star. And I'm sorry, a co-star. There's no
Wasn't
picture
even a
of him.
lead. He was just a co-star.
Yeah. And I think that was 1930.
Everywhere there's something to see. It's like a
Sunbeam bread. I always used to love to be in the country because every screen door of the country store would have the Sunbeam bread on the store. And here's an actual metal sign of the Sunbeam girl over there.
I'm looking at a huge sign for a roller rink. Riley's roller.
Yep.
Roller.
What was it? 75 cents. You can skate for an hour for 75 cents, and then that included your skates.
I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah. Now the reason I bought that sign was, of course, because of the period of time, but more importantly, were the bottle caps.
Yeah.
Those bottle caps are quite a prized possession now, and there's 4 of them that are on that sign.
Nice.
So if you notice directly to my right, there's a Humble Dealer oil sign.
Yes.
Well, Humble is right around the corner from us.
Right.
It was
Humble, Texas.
the home of one of the great oil fields, first oil fields in Texas. But to find that sign, I had to go all the way to Minnesota.
How about
Yeah.
that?
So,
There's a cool place going to Alvin, I think, I remember there was a place that had all these old signs. I don't know if they're still there, but he also made a little outhouse sheds. And so they were cute. They looked like little outhouses with a tilted roof and the half moon.
well, we don't have outhouses, but I don't know if you've been to the ladies' restroom.
Uh-huh.
The ladies' restroom here, the sink is actually a cowboy bathtub, the kind of cowboy bathtub that they would carry around in a wagon to take a bath in if they were out in the
Oh,
wilderness.
wow. Is that downstairs?
That's downstairs.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I have to go look at that more closely.
So what? Now, your career path was it in restaurant business or
let's
club
come back
business?
to that.
Okay.
Let's take a break.
We gotta go to break.
Take a break.
Sure, it's my turn. That's why we have to go to break. You interrupted me, you know. No, we come back to break. We've got time.
Right, and so just stay tuned. We'll be back. You're listening to Small
And we're
Business
live in Dosey Doe.
Live at Dosey Doe in Houston.
And you're listening to
Small Business Magazine Talk Show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Levine.
And I'm Barbara Davis-Levine.
And we're with Small Business Today Magazine.
And Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show.
And we're at the beautiful dealership of AutoShopper.biz here at 15455 Kirkendall, just south of 1960.
And we are in front of a gorgeous, gorgeous XF Jaguar 2010. It's only $19,000. It is gorgeous. You can call if you want more information at 281-781-7025.
AutoShopper.biz, everybody gets finance.
Marvelous place.
Gorgeous cars, great people.
Great owner, very family oriented. This is Sheer and Tom and Noam and Ron.
Hi.
What do y'all think about the dealership?
I like the place, great cars.
First time we've been here, the service is very good.
Excellent.
15455 Kirkendall, just south of 1960. And call us
281-781-7025. That's AutoShopper.biz.
Today Magazine Talk Show
On the SBT Magazine Radio Network.
And we're live here at the Dosey Doe on I-45 south, just south of the Woodlands. And we're with Dosey Doe owner Steve Said, partnered with Joan, his
My
lovely
wonderful wife, yes.
And we are here because this is a most unique venue that Barb and I love to come to and love to share with our friends. The food's amazing. The service is incredible. The sounds are beyond anything you've heard anywhere else.
Well, I know Steve didn't mention, but this is one of the most favorite venues, if not the favorite, for most of the artists once they've performed here, because what's really terrific about the sound is anywhere in the building, wherever you are, it sounds the same. That's how perfectly designed the sound is.
Barbara, you should just take this microphone because you do such a good job. It is so true.
But remember, this is a customer testimonial. I mean, that's because that's what we have found here. I mean, you could say one thing, but it's when your clients keep coming back and coming back. And
we wanted to give our clients a great experience, a memorable experience. But what we didn't realize was that the artists are truly artists. I mean, it's one thing to say that they become famous and they play for a lot of money, but why would they play at a little bitty 290-seat venue? And it is because they are artists, and they realize that this is one of those rooms that they just thoroughly enjoy playing in. They, as so many of them will say on stage, "Hey, I sound really good in here."
I'll let Chris talk about a few minutes ago. We neglected to introduce Chris in.
Well, we have one of the hot young blues players. His name is Tab Benoit. He started, and I guess the room was about half full. He's now risen to the point where we have to have 2 nights for him because he's so popular.
Whoa.
But Tab will tell you from the stage that if he had his way, he would play here a week solid. And, the first night he would just come in and tell stories because he loves to tell stories. The second night he would come in and do our radio show because we do have a radio show that comes out of here every other Tuesday. The third night he'd probably play a regular gig and play some music. And then the fourth night he'd probably play a little bit, but then immediately invite everybody to go bowling because every time he comes, he has to go bowling that night.
Seriously?
And he invites all of the patrons and the staff and anybody who wants to go with him, and we go bowling.
How funny.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, but he's one of those folks that loves the room. We take good care of our artists. Of course, we hope we take great care of our patrons.
Yes.
But it's an experience that people will remember for a long, long time to come.
So who's performing tonight?
Tonight we have some guitar legends, very young guitar legends. Eric Johnson, who I've wanted to get here for many years, is coming, and not only is he coming, but he's coming with Mike Stern. So we're having guitar bonanza night.
Wow.
Tonight. We are totally sold out, and for good reason.
And then tomorrow night's Larry Gatlin?
Another sold-out
wow.
show. Larry Gatlin, in my opinion, is one of the great entertainers. that's on any stage at any time. He is a superstar. And then, of course, we have
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
the legendary Crystal Gale.
The lovely and legendary.
Yeah.
Such
Crystal
a
Gale.
lady, such a lovely
Yeah,
person.
with hair still down to the floor and a voice that's still angelic.
It's
And
those pipes just the same as they were when Loretta Lynn brought her out as her sister for the first time. I listened to her music then, and then I listen to it now, and it's exactly the same. That same beautiful voice and a beautiful heart that goes with that.
That she's so sweet. Swings happy birthday to Timmy on the phone.
That's right. And we don't want to promote that because I should do that for
No,
everybody.
I know, but it's they have a special little
Yeah, as I said earlier in the show,
relationship.
my 31-year-old son is autistic and listened to her music every day for 31 years, and before that in the womb. And he'll be out here Sunday night. That was his birthday present back in December, and I got to give him a little sign in his room that says January 18th, Dosey Doe, Crystal Gale, to remind him that he's coming. So
Now, how can people find out and go online and find out about the great events like the association? Who else did you want to?
B.J. Thomas.
B.J. Thomas.
B.J. Thomas, Mickey Gilley, the Righteous Brothers, Bill Medley is
Isn't that
coming.
amazing? Oh,
Judy
yeah.
Collins is coming.
Wow.
So, music from all over this music
The
spectrum.
Letterman.
The Letterman. So many big acts. They just keep coming and coming and coming. And so many of them are now coming back again for their second or third time, which is a real treat and honor for us that they think that highly of
Oh,
us.
You
absolutely.
got Dr. John. I mean,
Yep.
just some great.
Barbara and I have a fight about B.J. Thomas or association, you
Yeah.
know. And so far she's winning because I like them both.
Yeah.
Well, I like them both too, but I have my preferences. Good feeling music dates.
I mean, Cherish was everybody's,
everybody's favorite
when they're going
song.
Yep.
when they're going steady.
Exactly.
That's
So
right.
that's a girl thing. I think that's why the association.
I liked it. I liked them. You know.
No, I'm just saying, but that's why I want to come.
And then along comes Mary. Well, we don't want to sing.
You don't need
This
to
is
sing.
Steve's time.
Please don't. Let's talk about.
How's your coffee there?
Oh, it's what?
Let's talk
Speaking
about
of coffee,
talk
yes.
about the website again. Website, and then how you got involved in the coffee, how it started.
We are
out.
so easy to find on the website. You type in Dosey, you type in Dosey Doe, and all of a sudden it magically appears. It's DoseyDoe.com, and that will take you to our main website. We do have 2 rooms, so that website will let you know who's playing at both locations. So, and if you want to order some coffee, you can do that right there
They
on
have
the
them.
website too.
And we are here enjoying
Right on cue.
right IQ.
cue.
is our
I
barista for the night.
I've got mocha coffee latte. I am so excited.
You be careful
That's my dog's
for what
name.
You wish for right there.
Oh, isn't
Mocha
it?
latte.
Look at that. Yeah, my dog's name is Mocha Latte.
that
Can you tell?
beautiful?
Look at this. Look at this. Film this. Film this real quick. We got to see this pretty coffee. Thank you.
I tilted, Barbara.
Tilted. I can't tilt it. It's to the hilt. But isn't that pretty? Gorgeous.
Well,
Thank
you just have to drink a little in.
I know.
Don't mess up the pattern.
I don't want to.
We,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And Dosey Doe is as good, excellent as the food and entertainment and the sounds. No, for the coffee. You do not want to come here without getting a bag of coffee, and you can also order it.
You can order it online. We actually started as a coffee company long before we had the music and the great restaurant. We were a coffee company, and all I can say is that our coffee sales have exceeded way beyond my expectations. We are known as a boutique coffee roaster. We actually do buy green beans directly from the little farms all over the world, from El Salvador to Sumatra, from Ethiopia to Colombia, and then we mix the coffees to come up with our proprietary blends, and they have become incredibly successful.
Wow.
So people tend to forget that we are a coffee company because we have so much great music coming in, but
the original plan was to be a coffee house.
we literally, this barn was to be meant for a simple coffee house. We wanted to have a unique atmosphere, something totally different than a Starbucks, for example.
Sure.
And then as the barn began to raise, realized that there were acoustic attributes to the room that needed to be had. So we started thinking about music coming in. And then we started thinking, okay, well, what do you going to do with all the folks that are playing the music? What are you going to do with them? So we said, well, I think we better start serving food. So we ended up with a 5-star restaurant. It's our executive chef. Our kitchen has been an award-winning kitchen now for 5 solid years. And of course, the acoustics of the room just make for a great, great evening.
I'm still hearing raves about New Year's Eve, which is one of the toughest acts during the year to get everybody served and everybody happy. I'm still hearing rave reviews from my guests, and I think we have a couple of them coming with us to the Crystal Gale show on Sunday evening, and you just can't beat it. And you don't have not pages and pages of menu. I mean, you've
got a selection. You've got beef, you've got chicken, you've got fish,
Seafood,
Well,
seafood.
you have as many as 290 people that you have to serve within about a 1-hour period of time.
Yeah.
And you want them to have a choice, but you can't give them an unlimited choice. So we come up with a salad, a choice of 4 eye-popping, incredible entrees, which everybody has a hard time choosing from, and then a choice of desserts and a soft beverage, which is all included in your ticket. All included in one price. So you don't have to rush from restaurant to music venue. You just come in early, enjoy everything there is to see in the room, have a great leisurely
the whole thing
meal.
is so comfy. It just and you're right in the flow. We were here for the Hitmen, and we were
they're
here
terrific.
at Crystal Gale last November.
Right.
Right. And it's really magic what they do here. And the place, I feel bad for the first time. They don't get to see all of it.
Yeah.
They don't get to take the whole tour.
Unless they come
true.
early. If they come early enough.
Well, we invite people to come early, and most establishments, you don't really have anything to go and see, so you really have to convince people, no, it's okay. Take a walk around and see everything there is to see.
Because I mean, it's I'm ADD, so it's like really hard for me to just look at you because I was like,
Our eyes are
"Ooh,
going
look at that, look
everywhere."
at that. I get excited. Oh, look shiny.
Yeah.
But it's terrific. And where's the other location? I have yet. We need to go over there and check it out.
It's 6 miles north, and when we built that room for music, we realized that we had a lot at stake. People thought of this as one of the great acoustic rooms in all the country, and we were going to build a second room. And it was not going to be in a barn. It wasn't going to have all this great wood. We were going to have to find a way to make it as acoustically strong as we could. And I will have to tell you that most every artist that has played both rooms, when you ask them which one would you rather play in, they go, Steve, you have the number 1 and the number 2 rooms that anybody could possibly have. So, I'm happy either way. It's called the Dosey Doe Music Cafe. It's actually open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
And we have music every single night of the week, a lot of free music. And it's 6 miles north in just barely touching Conroe, Texas.
Now, what time did they close?
Well, they'll close whenever the artist decides to get off the stage, basically. So, generally around 10:30 is when we close.
Do you have the great chicken fried steak over there?
Oh, yeah.
too?
We have the same great menu and wonderful made-from-scratch salads, soups, you name it, and some surprises over there, too. It's a really fun menu.
Any thoughts of venturing outside of the Woodlands? Maybe Meyerland?
Well,
Wishful thinking.
I'm very happily married, and my wife thought that I was going to put up another one right now because we actually have 3 locations.
Really?
The third location does not have music. It's just a coffee shop. I might not be happily married anymore.
No,
so
you better
What's the name of the coffee shop?
it's just called the Dosey Doe Coffee Shop.
Okay.
So it's down in the Woodlands, and it's open 7 days a week. There is a wait line there most every Saturday and Sunday because it's a relatively small shop. But you have to go early or just plan to go to the bigger rooms, the Music Cafe, or here at the barn for breakfast on the weekend.
How does Joan help you in the business?
Joan I could not hire a better, more professional party planner. She does all our corporate events, all of our birthday parties, wedding receptions, all of those things that require personal touch. a knowledge, the ability to go through all the different menu choices and everything from line dancing to having your picture taken on a live steer. You know, she arranges all of those things. We have, of course, large numbers of oil companies here, and they're always bringing international marketing and research people in, and so they want a little taste of Texas, and we're happy to take care of that.
Yeah, I got to give Joan, my friend that has Texas Longhorns, if she doesn't know her already, that's the one that has really, she's a former high fashion model that does this from Hempstead.
Wow.
And the mayor hires her Longhorns
What's the
every
name
year.
of that logo that was on the cover?
That was, I can't think of the cover honoree that we used her
It
Longhorns
was
for.
like named after a computer company.
Yeah. The what's the black and white cow? That's
Holstein.
Yeah, it's a Holstein cow.
no. It's I know. What's the computer company? Mike. That has the black and white on it.
Well, I'll tell you that story very quickly. We had a large party of 300 people, mostly Oriental folks in Japan, Laos, Vietnam, Korea, and so we thought that they might not be too excited about.
Gateway.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they might not be excited about sitting on a steer to have their photo taken. No, thank goodness they brought 2 steers, because steers have only a limited sitting capacity, and every single person wanted their picture taken on the steer.
Oh, Lord.
Well, Texas Longhorn, she has Gateway loves to have photographed. He loves his photos, and he's got the black and white pattern that looks like the
He loves
computer
it.
box.
Like he hates it. You know, but he really loves it.
But it's hard to get up. I sat on him, and I mean,
Yeah, they're broad.
broad. I
Yep,
mean, yeah, I had
sure
a hip
are.
problem. I had stood on a step ladder, and I said, "I'm up here. How am I getting off of him?"
So you book all the groups,
I do all the music booking. I sure do.
and do you create the menu, or do you let the chef?
Well,
take care of
it
that?
used to be that I had to approve each and every single little item on the menu, but frankly, our kitchen has become so strong that they pretty much tell me what they're serving that night, and I'm going, okay, that sounds
Oh,
pretty
sounds
good.
good to me. Chicken fried steak still on there? Good.
Yep,
yeah,
that's right.
let it go.
You know, I think you get to a point you can't micromanage. You got to trust the good staff
Well,
that you have.
they've just proven themselves.
Exactly.
I mean, they would do a much better job than I would do at it, so you
Well, it's a
let 'em go.
testament because how your
Absolutely.
staff is so attentive to everything and so great. I know the first time we came, the lady was cutting up the chicken fried steak for Timmy.
So I hope it's all right. I took the liberty of cutting his chicken fried steak up. Yes.
Yes,
how did
absolutely.
she even know that I do that all the time for him? I probably shouldn't, and it enables him to not have to worry about it, because he just take the whole thing and, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
But it just, that's the kind of people that you have working for you that just.
very proud of my
And
staff.
it's one of those. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, they've been with me, most of them have been with me for a number of years now, and that's unheard of in the restaurant business. So, but they love what we do also, and they also feel the magic and the mystique of what's going on at Dosey Doe, and I really can't explain it any other way better than say there is a serious mystique about Dosey
Yes,
Doe.
there is.
So,
It's very, very,
Well,
very special. And
you're-
I'm coming from a restaurant background, hotel restaurant. It doesn't happen like this. It's like Brigadoon. It just comes out, and everything's magical. And you're right. It's
Steve, we had no idea that we would have the caliber of artists that want to play here. Frankly, I thought we would develop a great room for music for local, regional artists. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought we would have had a Crystal Gale or a B.J. Thomas or Bill Medley from the Righteous
I mean,
Brothers
it's
would play here.
unbelievable.
The
It's
association
unbelievable.
here, right.
Well, and obviously, this is a place that you definitely want to come. I don't care where you are in Houston. It's magical, and you just need to get here.
You got to go on the internet and look at the
Look
website
at the
again.
shows and book it early, because
Dosey Doe.
Yep.
It's DoseyDoe.com. Am I correct?
Correct.
DoseyDoe.com.
And by the way, if you're on the SBT magazine website,
It says-
you can check out the ad, and we've got the list of groups right there.
Yeah, it's to the left of the inside cover,
That's
back
right.
cover, and
Absolutely.
very good. And
So we are here with Steve Said, owner of Dosey Doe's, and the 2 locations here in the Woodlands, hoping he brings one to Meyerland someday. And we'll be here Sunday night for the Crystal Gale Show. So DoseyDoe.com, magazine, SBTmagazine.net, or SBT,
or smallbusinessmagazine.com. And we'll be back, and you're
right
listening
back with our live remote from Dosey Doe.
And you're listening to Small Business Magazine Talk Show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Levine, co-host of Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show and executive publisher of Small Business Today Magazine, both online and hard copy. I'm here at the beautiful dealership of Autoshopper.biz at 15455 Kirkendall in front of a gorgeous 2007 Corvette. Low mileage, 50,000 miles. It's spick and span. Beautiful car. Everybody gets finance. That's right, 100% of you get finance. Luxury is affordable at the lowest prices in town. Come by and see them, 15455 Kirkendall. The number to call is 281-781-7025, and it's autoshopper.biz. Tell them Steve Levine sent you.
And welcome back to Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network. If our location looks a little different, because we are doing a live remote today at Dosey Doe, one of our favorite locations, food, entertainment, and a most remarkable building as a 168-year-old barn brought here from Tennessee?
Kentucky.
Rather. And we'll be here Sunday night for the Crystal Gale Show, and just about sold out, but if you go to DoseyDoe.com, maybe. DOSEY, absolutely, in that order, too. You have the D and then the O. And we are here with Steve Saeed, the owner of the 2 Dosey Doe locations, and we're talking about this amazing venue, and I'm telling you, it's magic.
This is the big barn we're in.
Incredible food, amazing service, phenomenal tunes and sounds.
I mean, the venue alone, if you've had nothing else, just the venue to walk around is like, if you wanted to spend the day at the museum, this is just as cool.
And last but certainly not least, the amazing coffee that you right here. And
delicious. Yummy.
Come for the coffee, stay for the show and dinner.
Yeah. No, it's so good.
It caps it off. We're enjoying our lattes, so thank you, Stephen, for that.
Yummy.
My pleasure.
And let's run down some of the groups coming up. We can go right from you can start right from tonight, but it's sold out already. Eric Johnson and Mike Stern, 2 amazing guitars, and Larry Gatlin tomorrow night, and I think that's sold out.
I bet he sold out. Crystal Gale.
Breakfast on Saturday and Sunday. You bet the lovely and talented Crystal Gale, if I haven't said that enough. I think she's listening from the bus on the way down, because I talked to her husband Bill. And
the next Friday night's the Bastard Sons of Johnny Cash.
Whoa, how about that?
And then after that, Neil McCoy.
That's another show that's almost sold out.
Oh, wow. And then you got Haley Cole with...
Can I tell you what Neil McCoy says about Dosey Doe?
Tell us.
He calls it Song Church.
Song Church?
He literally was in the middle of a song, and he just stopped the band. And he goes, I am in Song Church. I love this room. And everybody was just real quiet for a minute, and he goes, okay, let's start playing again.
But they recognize the amazing sound quality they have here. And it's a big production, the sound, and getting a barn to have a sound like this, a sound venue, you don't hear it everywhere.
Well, the story very quickly on how this acoustics came about was that when the barn was being raised, I knew that all that heavy, dense wood would be a good foundation for a great sound room. However, to make it a great room, I brought in 2 sound engineers independent of each other, and they would give their ideas of what it would be necessary to make it right. And every time they both said the same thing,
you knew you were on the right track.
So if you look down at the stage, you'll see that there's actually lap and gap board that's behind the stage on the wall.
See that? Can you show that, the lap and gap?
And if you look at the pitch of the ceiling, we actually changed the pitch and raised the height of the barn another 8 feet, specifically to give it that true no bounce effect. So when the sound went out, it didn't bounce back down on the audience where you'd have an unnatural echo. So what you ended up with was every corner of the room being engineered to sound like every other part of the room. And if you look around, you'll also see that there are speakers that are dotted all around the building, as opposed to just 2 speakers that are blasting from the stage itself.
It's amazing. There's every seat, and 3 levels. Every seat has amazing sound.
That's it.
There's nowhere that you sit that, oh, gee, I don't hear it as well as over here or over there. But we're fortunate. We'll be.
And it's got great views. And I like the old booths. I mean, it's all kinds of all kitschy. The old dining tables and the old chairs. It's fun. It's just fun just to be sitting around in here.
It's supposed to remind you a little bit like Grandma's house.
That's right.
You knew you were going to get a good meal and good company.
That's right.
Nice and comfy.
Yeah. Not enough clowns for that.
Yeah.
Another collecting clown things.
Yeah, that's right. We had all kinds of things. We had an outhouse in the backyard that we put there for by pool because the guy that was making those outhouse sheds, I said, "Can you make a really full-size one?" And we had it in the front of our driveway on Hillcroft, putting shingles on the roof. People would slow down. What is the outhouse doing in someone's front yard?
In Ireland, they're real excited about that.
I was going to say, I hope that wasn't for one of your family members.
We had a one-seater. It had hot and cold running water in it. We did the whole plumbing. We plumbed it to be outside so one could go out of the pool and just hop in the.
Okay.
So we made it real cute. So
Wow.
yeah, we had a Sears Roebuck catalog in it, and I mean we're always with the fire marks, the old buildings, the fire marks. I don't remember that.
Yep.
Well, my mother was an underwriter in insurance, so we had all the old fire marks on the outhouse.
Well, we try to create an environment here in which when you come in, you forget about the rest of the world. You forget about whatever might be the worries that are heavily on your mind or shoulders, and this is just meant to take you away. And so I was telling Steve a little earlier before the show that I have a little walk down the balcony that's one of my favorite places to go. You can't see it from downstairs. In fact, you can't see it from anywhere unless you're walking down that alleyway, the balcony. And it's just a row of flange signs, the signs that were L-shaped that everybody used to see on street corners or posted up on telephone poles, et cetera, and so forth. Well, those signs really tell what life was like around the turn of the century. And you can just walk down that balcony and there's no way that your mind isn't just going to vacate.
Where is that balcony?
Well, it's just right around the corner right here. And as you can see, you can't see it from here. But when you walk down that...
That's where the bowling sign is.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you walk down that way, you'll start reading those signs and your mind can't help but just kind of float back in time and wonder, wow, radio was the only real source of entertainment at some point in time in life, et cetera, and so forth.
So new thing in marketing is everybody wants the experience of the product or service, the experience of owning a new car, it's the experience of going to this location. But truly, you create an experience that's second to none and totally unique, with the combination of incredible food again,
the great coffee,
great sound, the terrific groups, the incredible coffee, and the great service. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
It's getting people with heart who understand they're not serving food, they're serving people.
That's right.
And they do a wonderful. And it's tight down there.
Because for any person in business, how in the world did you get people to do that? I mean, what do you do?
Well, everything about Dosey Doe is quality. I mean, from who it is that we have come in to represent us on the stage, to our kitchen, what we try to do is every single corner, every aspect of the business just shouts quality. Now, we don't shove it down your throat. We just want you to feel it. We just want you to know that you're being taken care of. So we look for people that wait staff, it's not just a side job, it's their profession. We look for people that are interested in learning more about their job, what wine pairings go right with what's on the menu that night. We work very, very hard at that. But most importantly is they just have to have that inner desire to take care of folks. And as you all represented with your son Timmy, we want those kind of folks, people that care about other people.
He anticipated his needs.
Yeah.
It didn't wait for me to say anything. I forgot to say you could cut it up. I mean, we would have cut it up. But here I took the liberty of, whoa, holy moly.
Well, it's a two-way street. It's one thing to say that you want to find those people. It's another thing for those people with those high characteristics and aspirations that choose you to work with or work for, and they understand what our charge is, and our charge quite simply is to have the best wait staff, not just in the greater Montgomery County area, but in greater Texas. We want to have one of the great rooms.
You want to talk about the step stool?
Well, because the seating, I'm short, and on the top of that, I've got a hip problem. So the place where I was seated, it was like more of a bar stool, and so.
And we were packed. There were no
packed.
places
Exactly.
to go.
And so the gentleman, the manager, he found a step stool, rolling step stool, got it for me, so my legs didn't as hang, which was, that's everybody just really thinks outside the box, and that's what's so great. But it said, any tip, somebody in restaurant management, how do you keep these people? You do anything special? Give away a secret?
Of course, every restaurant has their own formula for success. If you're a fast food restaurant, you're not going to employ professional wait staff. We are in a competitive business in Houston, being a fine dining restaurant. Not every waiter qualifies for working at that restaurant. Our big ace in the hole is that you can't help but have a good time here. Even if you're the wait staff, you're having a great time.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you look around the night once the show has started, you see the wait staff shucking and jiving and moving to the music just like everybody else is. So,
And all of them are more than accommodating when I bring Tim here, because it's totally out of his realm, and away from his routine. And just making sure he gets up to Crystal Gale first, which her staff does too, and just knocking themselves out. You don't find that quality and really quantity of service anywhere else that I'm familiar with. So,
Any other new plans that you plan, to either do something new with any of the things you've got going? Any surprises coming up, or?
Well, we have a couple of surprises I can't announce yet, but I will tell you that I'm still not over the feeling that I get when an artist will call and say, do you have a date for some superstar that wants to come and play there? Because that level or the height of artists, they call them A-list artists, always seems to go one notch a little higher and bigger and better, and names that you would just go, there's no way that they want to play at my little 290 seat room. And I'll say Judy Collins is one of those.
Wow.
Judy Collins.
Judy Collins.
When is she going to be here?
Oh, she's going to be here later in the year.
Because I didn't remember seeing her when I was putting that list together.
Well, we have Mavis Staples coming from the Staples Sisters, who probably is right next to Aretha Franklin as far as that genre of music and that level of success in the music business. And if somebody had said to me a year ago or 2 years ago that I'd have a Judy Collins or the Association coming and playing,
I know the
Association. I'd just go, yeah, right, that's not going to happen, but that keeps happening.
Steve, you have great groups, all types. Everybody think, well, Dosey Doe must be country western. No, as we just said.
No, it's.
What was your favorite genre of music?
Fortunately, I can't believe I'm going to say this on live internet television.
Go ahead.
But when I was a kid, my mother was really big into show tunes, music.
All right.
So, at the time, I would never admit to anybody that, Carousel or My Fair Lady or South Pacific was.
I sang them all.
Yeah.
I come home, a latchkey kid, turn on the stereo, and I jump up and down. Barbara's my first date. We did a karaoke to Summer Lovin' from Greece, and I was used to singing both parts. I've been single.
Yeah, I'm hitting them and going, this is my part. Can't you see it's in pink?
Well, now that I'm an adult, it's okay for me to admit that.
And my son too. We all love show tunes, and I do. I love Broadway. That's all I play on the radio when I come home, driving in the car is the Broadway music.
Well, of course, being from Texas, country is kind of bred into you.
Yeah.
But with that show tune background, there was a huge diversity in music that I was exposed to and that I liked growing up. And then I had the opportunity to write lyrics for alternative rock and roll and country artists for about 10 years.
Wow. What'd you write?
Oh, I wrote Shine for Collective Soul. I wrote a lot of Sean Colvin songs. In fact, Sean Colvin's coming to Dosey Doe.
That's right.
So I had a significant success as a lyricist, and but that allowed me to be to recording studios and understand what acoustics meant, et cetera, and so forth, and that paid off very well for, for this room. Yeah.
Well, you're a master, I'll tell you. This is
one of the great
some
things.
Kind of special place.
That people would in the studio would come in, somebody fairly famous, and you'd chit chat with them, and then where have you been on tour, et cetera, and so forth. Oh my goodness! All you would hear is complaints. Nobody ever treats them right. They say they treated them like a piece of meat. I only had a nail to hang my clothes on, et cetera, and so forth. And so when this room started to come into formation, that was one of our great charges. We're going to make sure that these artists feel like they are royalty, that we take really good care of them. And oh my goodness, how that has paid off for us. So it's just amazing the things that can come together for you that other people might not see, and to you just makes it you can just see it so clearly that you wonder why no one else does.
Well, obviously, your staff has a heart because you have a heart, and you care about individuals, and everything from the menu to the service to the groups. Just
the coffee.
And we're proud to have you as a client of Small Biz Today magazine, and to have a relationship with you. And
if anybody wants to see the new ad that just came out in our January edition, it's it's the last page of the magazine, opposite the cover, inside cover, and it's smallbiztodayMagazine.com or SBTmagazine.net. You can find it, or you can go directly to DoseyDoe.com site.
And one more time, to order coffee and to book an event and to get to have reservations for one of the shows, same website?
DoseyDoe.com.
DoseyDoe.com.
They can always call us at 281-367-3774.
Say that one more time.
281-367-3774. We'll be happy to help them over the telephone and or go online.
I don't know if we ever asked how many blends of coffee do you have? How many?
Oh, well, we have 6, and we're about to introduce a new one.
Is that right?
And then we make custom coffees for artists and for organizations. ExxonMobil has their own blend, and
really?
Southwestern Energy has their own blend, and Radney Foster, and Michael Martin Murphy, and Mike Zito, they all have their own blends of coffee that we create for
Takes
them,
a really good barista to take care of that, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So that's wonderful. Any words of advice for any entrepreneurs who want to build something special in the business?
Well, the main thing is to create a business plan that you feel very strongly about. There's no resource better than taking the time to pre-plan what you think your business is going to do, because you'll find that you can save a lot of money and a lot of time if you spend it ahead of time.
Great words of advice.
Yeah, bless you.
Our words of advice Hall of Fame, I'll tell you, it's
That's
right up there. So once again, DoseyDoe.com, order the coffee, book the tickets for the events, and
that's DoseyDoe.com.
and get your and book an event here.
And the I-45 north at
right in front of the Woodlands, and then our second location, which is right off of FM 1488 in Conroe, right off of I-45.
Fantastic.
Great. Once again, smallbusinesstodayMagazine.com or SBTmagazine.net.
We want to thank
thanks Mr. Ron Coleman of MovieWhip.com for amazing videography. We'll also have this turned into a YouTube video, high definition. Probably by tomorrow. We'll put it up on all the social media sites. Jerome Davis, our engineer, on the mixer right behind us.
Right.
And all the guys pretend they're working down there. Anyway, it's been a great great show today. Thank you, Stephen. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for the latte.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you Sunday night for Crystal Gale.
Yay.
Fantastic.
All
Thanks
right.
a million.
Thank you all for coming
Perfect.
out.
Yeah, our pleasure. And you listen to Small Business Today Magazine Talk Show on the SBT Magazine Radio Network.
This is my walkway of flange signs here. And if you look down the signs, you see, my goodness, right at the turn of the century, what technology was all about, what life was all about. This first one is one of the earliest known tire signs. So, you know, it's just when cars were coming on the scene.
Amazing. So that's worth an arm and a leg and 3 fingers that?
Yeah, it's a very, very rare sign. And then, of course, Great Bet, which was the big drink competing with Coca-Cola. Postal Telegraph.
Wow.
This was the first sign that showed that you could send a telegraph overseas, the international system. Radio television service, Sylvania Radio and TV. Tubes. Yes. And then Goodrich Silver Towels, which was the big tire of probably the 30s and the 40s. And of course, Lipton teas and chiclets was the big thing.
And straight across there, look, the Riley's roller rink, the Pepsi Cola signs over here. 50 cents.
That's our sound booth where Steve is right now.
Are you looking for a low-price professional film production company that will film and help direct the production of your film for a business, product, talent, or service? MovieWhip.com has film professionals that will get your production done. If you have a business, product, talent, or service that you believe to be a knockout, MovieWhip will not only film your production, but will edit it, put it on the internet, and maintain it, so it can be searched and found at the top of search engines. When a customer sees your commercial online, the customer has an option to click on a link to direct you to your contact page we curate for you that is hosted on moviewhip.com. Your page will have your contact information, a form email, and all film productions we did for you. Your videos will be searchable towards the top of the most popular search engine with keyword search optimization. You can also share your MovieWhip page link with whoever you want to view your film productions MovieWhip.com filmed.